Hey, thank you for watching this week. We are talking this whole month about your self-image. Your self-image affects your destiny. You know, I've been preaching this a lot all over, and it seems that everywhere I go, the Lord just kind of leads me to have some type of an altar call where women, mostly in women's conferences, where they come forward because they're so tired of all the junk from their past, all the hurts and the wounds and the scars that have damaged their self-image. And to see them at the altar just crying. I mean, we've had some real emotional meetings. I like making people laugh, not cry so much. But you know, I love seeing people get free. And if you've ordered this set before on your self-image, or if you've been in any of those meetings with me, I'd love to hear from you, because just reading your letters, it not only, you know, encourages me, but I love to use them to help others and to inspire them. Because Satan has a way of making you feel like the worst person in the world and the only person who's been through what you've been through. But you know, Satan is a liar, he's a deceiver, he's an accuser, and he's a destroyer. And one of the things that he is out to destroy is your self-image. And the reason why is because for you to do what God put you on this earth to do, it's going to take confidence. It's going to take a positive self-image. I'm not talking about arrogance or pride or anything like that. It's going to take confidence to do what God's called you to do. And Satan knows that. So if he can make you down on yourself, hating things about yourself, hating the way you look, hating the way you sound, hating the way you act, whatever it is, then he knows that you will cower down from the plan of God for your life. Exactly what he's hoping. Well, all month I've been talking about your self-image, and I want to continue today sharing with you a few things that have helped me improve my self-image, and I believe it's going to help you too. One of the things you've got to know to build your self-image is you've got to know who to surround yourself with. You know, that may sound funny. You're like, how does that affect my self-image? But you know, the Bible says you hang out with wise people, you'll be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. You know, Satan knows how to strategically put people in your life who will drag you out of the plan of God for your life. And people can most definitely, probably most of the time, people are used to damage your self-image. Satan works through people. People making fun of you, putting you down, abusing you, violating you, whatever it is. You know, there may be people in your life that you're going to have to get away from. There may be some soul ties that you have. Maybe you've been intimate, you've slept with somebody, and you've created some soul ties with them, but you know in your heart that God's telling you, get away. It's time to end this thing. It's time to move on with God's plan for your life. If God's telling you that, do it. You will never regret obeying God. But I think the worst day you'll have is when you stand before God and say, I knew what you were telling me to do, but I didn't do it. I'm telling you, if God's telling you to break free from some relationships, do it. Now I want to share with you this story that I heard from John Maxwell, and it's about these monkeys, and they're craving this banana. I'm a visual learner, so I have to use the banana. Listen to this. It says that these professors, they did an experiment with a group of monkeys, and it says it's a vivid story of failure. 4 monkeys were placed in a room that had this tall pole in the middle of it with a bunch of bananas at the top. And then it says one of these monkeys, they put 4 monkeys in the room, one of the hungry monkeys started to climb the pole to get something to eat. But just as he got to the top to reach out and grab the banana, he was doused with a torrent of cold water. Squealing, he scampered down the pole and he abandoned his attempt to feed himself again. Each monkey made a similar attempt, and each one was drenched with cold water. After making several attempts, they finally gave up. Well, then it says that researchers replaced one of the hungry monkeys, each one at a time. And as a newcomer would begin to climb the pole, the other 3 would pull him down as soon as he tried to get the banana. After trying to climb the pole several times and being dragged down by the others, he finally gave up and never attempted to climb the pole again. The researchers replaced the original monkeys one by one, and each time a new monkey was brought in, he would be dragged down by the others before he could reach the bananas. In time, the room was filled with monkeys who had never received a cold shower. None of them would climb the pole, but not one of them knew why. Isn't that amazing? In other words, you may know in your heart that God has more for you, that He has a plan for your life, and you want to climb up higher. You want to do more than you've ever done before. But people keep dragging you down. People keep pulling you down. People who don't want what you want. They don't care about God's plan. They've already given up on God's plan. But you know in your heart God has more for you. And maybe God's, speaking to you and you're saying, I don't want to be in this same place next year at this time. Well, it could be some relationships that you need to break free from. So you've got to know who to surround yourself with. And if you're saying, Terri, I don't have people that speak the word and build me up and make me believe that God can use me, that's why you need to get your hands on as many faith-building CDs and books and messages that you possibly can. Fill your driving time with hearing the word. Let those CDs be a mentor to you. Let them be your friend for now, so that you change the way you see yourself. And finally, another point I want to share with you real quick is you've got to know where you're headed. If you want to build your self-image, you got to know where you're headed. In other words, you need a vision. Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, she said, if you don't know where you're headed, then any road will take you there. And that's the truth. You've got to have a vision for your life. One of my favorite quotes that's helped me to break free from the past, get a vision for my life is this. It says, a person with no vision will always return to their past. A person with no vision will always return to their past. Past habits, past relationships, past fears and insecurities. I've seen insecurities come back on people after they got free. But the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And Satan would love for you to perish, because that word simply means die. When you don't have a vision for your life, you are dying on the inside. You are just wandering through life, and that is not the reason that God created you. He created you for a purpose, for an assignment. John 17:4 says, I glorified you on earth by completing down to the last detail what you assigned me to do. I want you to get a vision. Get out a sheet of paper and write something. Start, I always tell people to write as if you're writing your obituary. What do you want people to say when you come to the end of your life? How do you want people to describe you? Just start writing it. Write as big as you can. Don't write thinking that people are going to see it and they're going to make fun of you. Just write something. And the phrase, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you go after this giant vision for your life? One day at a time. Do something every day to build your faith. They say the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. When you make a daily habit out of hearing the word, building your faith, you're going to walk right into God's plan for your life. So I want to thank you for joining me. And if you don't have this set on your self-image, I highly encourage you to get it. I have scriptures in there that you can start confessing out of your mouth to start changing the way you see yourself, changing the way you speak about yourself, and completely transform your self-image. So thank you for watching me, and I'll see you next time.